MasterCard now allows over 2 billion cardholders to directly purchase NFTs, bypassing the need to hold crypto. Lots going on here in the crypto sphere. We also have Bitcoin. Starting off with XLM, though, we have price action in a bit of a situation here. We're going to go over some things that have occurred over the last sort of couple XLM analysis videos. We had an instance where, under the influence of the current chosen 3 robo advisors, sort of back throughout the end of May, EngineeringRobo became bullish and suggested you invest 50% of your XLM investment at 15 cents per XLM based on the buy 2 and buy 4 combination, similar to previous instances that we've seen. We've seen, tens of percentages in upside after bullish confirmations from these robos. So we were going with the flow of that confirmation, though between that XLM video and the kind of one that followed, I sort of changed my mind and replaced the Robo 2 advisor with the Golden Cross. This would be a much more significant sort of combination of robos to consider. And based on this combination of robo advisors, we wouldn't have been investing at all. Why I chose to change it was because based on bearish robos on the Bitcoin chart, I suspected, perhaps continued downside or interaction toward my support level at least here for us. So I chose to go with a kind of more significant combination of robo advisors here that could give us a better entry kind of during this highly volatile, fear-filled experience. But at the moment, as you can see, not only has the sell to returned, if we were to bring that back into play, the sell to has returned, and not only has that been fully confirmed, but the buy 4 is attempting to return. So, I mean, if you have invested your 50% EngineeringRobo-based investment ratio back at 15 cents, you may want to, be looking to consider reducing it if the sell 4 is confirmed upon the daily candle close. Though, from the looks of it, I would not be surprised if we do continue to make our way downward. We are at support. Technically, you can comfortably invest that 20% support-based investment ratio. It's only 20% of your investment. If resistance is confirmed at 11 cents there, you can reduce that ratio accordingly and then look to reinvest it in at 8 cents down below, waiting for us in any sort of continued downside. And so, as we mentioned, our new chosen, more significant combination of robo advisors here is going to be the buy 4 Moon and Golden Cross robos. In play currently. Once 2 of our chosen 3 robo advisors return to a bullish state, we can then invest that 50% EngineeringRobo based investment ratio, 20% at support, as I mentioned, and 30% when we finally find ourselves above this descending trend line, whenever that may be. We do anticipate potentially continued sideways and or downside here, kind of more toward the end of the year. But we go with the flow of crypto. I mean, watch out for EngineeringRobo. Let me know down below your thoughts on XLM currently. International payment processing giant MasterCard is expanding its payment network for non-fungible token markets and Web3. The firm has partnered with a number of leading NFT markets to allow 2.9 billion cardholders to directly make NFT purchases without buying crypto first. Currently, users need to buy crypto to bid on and buy NFTs. However, with the latest MasterCard partnership, billions of card holders can now bypass the process of buying and transferring crypto to NFT marketplaces. With a quote reading, "These integrations are designed to make crypto more accessible and help the NFT ecosystem keep growing, innovating, and bringing in more fans." Earlier in April this year, MasterCard filed for 15 metaverse and NFT-related trademarks, which we did cover here on the channel. And lastly, the 2 top mainstream payment processing companies, Visa and MasterCard, have come a long way from their early days of blocking crypto transactions on their network and are currently competing to become the leading financial service providers in the decentralized space. Noting that Visa launched an immersion program back in March to allow creators to build their businesses with NFTs, which we covered on the channel as well. So, Going with the flow of crypto, this is just continued reasons why I find it difficult to be bearish on the space at this time. Yes, Bitcoin itself might experience some short-term downside here in the coming days to weeks, perhaps months. That will likely bring a lot of the market down with it, though this is a necessary evil. In terms of the longer term uptrend, I believe this is required for us to continue seeing these unfathomable gains, for us to then break all-time highs and interact with the soon-to-be revealed six-figure levels that we will go over eventually. But find this article in the description. So Bitcoin continuing to unfold as expected. Can't really be too surprised here. If you've been following the channel, we have been prophesizing this, continued downside. Obviously, bearish robos in play, weak support present. Continued downside is, relatively obvious here. So, in our most recent Bitcoin videos, which we post every day, I've been saying that we are seeing price action very similar to kind of a window back in December of sort of last year here, it would appear, where we had that, aggressive wick down, tight descending consolidation, a, break upward toward local resistance overhead, and then a continuation downward. And so at the moment, currently playing out over the last sort of like couple months here, it would appear throughout May, we've had this, aggressive wick down, tight descending consolidation towards support, a break upward toward overhead local resistance. $32,000 has been giving us a hard time here, which we've been mentioning. And at the moment, we are continuing our way downward here. Potentially look for a bounce near 25,880, though we do anticipate potentially a $20,000 Bitcoin to present itself here for us based on the current fear zone interaction that is playing out. But we will cover that in a moment. But right now, bearish robos, downtrend, we're looking for support. But the fear and FOMO zones here still suggesting a very nice price range to be accumulating Bitcoin, pretty much all the way between like $37,000 down to $20,000, in my opinion, is going to be a huge range you can consider accumulating Bitcoin between over the following potentially 4 or 5 months here, as we trade toward the end of the year. We've highlighted these last two previous fear zone interactions following our most recent FOMO zone interaction, and into the fear zone we've experienced 45% in downside relative to the price that we enter it, and we've experienced at least a month of sideways into the fear zone. And so far we've had that month of sideways, but we have not yet seen 45% in downside relative to $36,400 when we entered the fear zone, and that 45% in downside would bring us right to that $20,000 Bitcoin. Previous all-time highs set back when we were in the FOMO zone previously. So like this is like it can't really correlate, kind of like it can only correlate so perfectly here. You know what I'm saying? Like these confirmations don't really get any more confirmed, but I do believe history may not repeat itself exactly, though I feel like it will play out slightly similar. I very much anticipate continued sideways and or downside here, so we will delete this price action taken from the March 2020 crash there. Fundamentally, we're in a very different place at the moment. 10x in gains is likely to be met with some, very prolonged sideways and or downside. Very healthy, necessary evil that we will have to undergo that can, allow us to continue our way to the FOMO zone, where you can more comfortably consider selling some of your Bitcoin, taking profit up near $188,000 per Bitcoin. Easy. Go with the flow of crypto and watch out for Robo. Let me know down below your thoughts, though. Thank you so much for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.